Hey fangirls and boys, this is Natalie and you're watching Haul Lotta Love, and today's video is an Ulta haul. I had a 20% off, so I grabbed a whole bunch of stuff from Ulta, and I have not looked at any of this stuff yet. I have the box here. I just opened it just now. I haven't even started to dig in yet, so this is a true haul where I'm going to swatch a bunch of stuff and check out a bunch of stuff for the first time. There's also a few things in here that I am kind of repurchasing that are some of my faves, so I'll talk about those as well. So anyway, if you are interested in seeing what I got in my Ulta haul, then keep on watching. So yeah, I just want to say I really tried to experiment with my makeup look today. I'm wearing like this kind of teal green lipstick. I guess it's in the shade Mermaid's Tail. This is by LA Splash. I think this is their Wickedly Divine liquid lipstick line, and it was kind of a disaster putting it on my lips. Like I kind of ended up like overdrawing and it was like super crooked, so I tried to take it off and cover some stuff up with foundation and whatnot. So if I have a huge green ring around my mouth, please forgive me. Maybe you can go for like a super punk rock look. I just kind of feel like maybe I'm not cool enough to pull off the green, even though I really wanted to in this video. I also got the new Through My Eyes palette by ColourPop and I Love Sarai. So that's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I also have one of the Jelly Much eyeshadows in my inner corner, one of the gold ones. So that's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I absolutely love the palette. I might, do a video where I film a look with it. So anyway, I am going to get started with my Ulta haul here. So the first items that I picked up are the new On The Run palettes by Urban Decay. These are mini palettes, and I've already completely damaged the outer packaging of one of these because it got stuck to the bubble wrap inside of the box. So that's super awesome. So we'll go ahead and start with this one. This is the Detour one. So these were like little 8-pan palettes, and they look just so pretty. Like this actually, the inner packaging looks really cool too. And I wanted to check these out. So this is what the inside looks like. So I will go ahead and swatch these. I'll start with this Detour palette here. So this is the Detour On The Run palette by Urban Decay swatched out. This looks really promising. There's a lot of like nice warm tone mattes. There's like this one really cool shifty duochrome shade. So overall this looks pretty promising. It feels like these shadows are pretty soft and pretty pigmented. I have the Born to Run palette, and honestly I was a little disappointed with it. I thought the color scheme was really beautiful and really versatile, but just using it I kind of felt like the pigments were like a little lackluster. I wasn't really wowed by the looks that I got, but I am definitely excited to try these. These shadows do seem pretty soft and pretty nice, and I think this is just like such a nice, simple, like basically, on the go kind of palette. It definitely has those nice warm tones with a pop of blue and some duochrome, so you have a little bit of fun, but you also have some kind of more basic looks that you can get out of this one. So the next one I have here is called Shortcut. I think this is the more red toned one. I would think I was the most excited about this one. This one actually has Gash in it, which is super awesome. It's like a super cult classic shade by Urban Decay. So this is what the outer packaging looks like, really super cute. And this is what the inside of the palette looks like. And I will go ahead and swatch this palette as well. So this is the Urban Decay On The Run Shortcut palette swatched out. It does also seem pretty nice. This shade Zone, which is the last shade I have zoned out. The last shade that I have swatched out, this one seems pretty cool. It seems like just so super glittery and like a peachy rose gold shade, really pretty, and the one above it is that cult classic shade Gash. So overall I am pretty excited to try this one as well. These mattes were pretty mildly pigmented. They didn't seem too pigmented, the lace and the shortcut, but those are more like setting and transition. The shade After Hours seems really cool. It's kind of like black and taupe with like a hint of like lilac in it. It seems like a pretty unique shade. So I am pretty excited about this palette as well. And I do love this outer packaging. It's just so like badass and fun. Like the graffiti and all of that. And the last one I have is the purple tone one, which is called Bailouts. So this is what the inside looks like. It's really, really pretty, just like the other ones. So it seems like each of these palettes have like kind of like a one shade that's like really glittery and like shifty. This one has a shade Pickup, and I'll swatch that in a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this palette out as well. So I'll do that on the inside of my arm here. So I'm going to try to cover up the swatches from the other palette. So this is the Bailout palette over here. I kind of screwed up one of these swatches and put it like over top, but this is the palette Bailout. This one looks really pretty as well. I'm pretty excited to try the shade Vice right here, and also the shade above it, which is called Pickup, that super glittery kind of shifty shade. It looks like it's kind of like a pinky lavender kind of shifty thing going on. Overall, very, very pretty and very, very promising. These seem to be a little softer and a little bit more pigmented than the Born to Run palette, but that palette seemed pretty nice upon swatch too, so I'll just have to see how it performs on the eyes, but I'm excited to have these. I just think the color schemes are really fun. They're like kind of muted, but they kind of have like a little bit of a pop to them, so it kind of gives you that room to do something that's like a little bit more sophisticated with like a little bit of pop. So that's pretty fun to me. So the next thing that I got that I'm really excited about is the Stila Little White Lies Heavenly Highlighting Palette. So I have another one of these with the shade Kitten in it from a couple of years ago from their holiday collection. I think this was like kind of like a holiday collection for 2018, but I think this one seemed really, really cool. So this is what the palette looks like inside. So I put up a haul from Sephora a few weeks ago, and I got the, what is it called? The Heaven's Dew, the one that's a dupe for the Rihanna Diamond Bomb highlighter in the shade Silver Lake, which is really pretty. It's basically like a white silvery glitter highlight, which is just like this very fine glitter across the face. And I was just kind of like looking online. I wasn't too interested in this collection at first, but like kind of looking at it a little bit further online, it seemed like these might be very similar to that Silver Lake shade. They do seem very glittery now that I have them as well. And these kind of like have a like that duochrome shift to them. And these are kind of like a cream, like a creamy highlight, like one of those bouncy textures. So I think this is the shade called Silver Tongue right here. So you can see it right there. These do seem pretty similar to the Silver Lake, at least this one, in that it's like this very fine, like glitter highlight. And this one kind of is like, it has like a little bit of a blue shift, like as opposed to like Silver Lake. Silver Lake is like a white silver kind of thing. This one is kind of like a white silver with like a little bit of a blue shift. So that's really pretty. The middle shade is called Yellow Tails. And this one is kind of like that white with that gold shift to it. So that's Silver Tails right next to it, right there. And then the last shade is called Pink Wink Wink. This one seems a little bit less glittery. Actually, it's pretty similarly glittery. It's just like this, it has like this strong like peachy pink shift to it. That's a little more like, I don't know, like iridescent. That kind of makes it look less pink, like less sparkly in the palette right here. But overall, these are, they might have like a little bit more of a base color, so to speak, but overall, these are really super pretty and they do look very glittery. So I am excited to try this, especially because it does seem like a very similar type of formula to the Silver Lake highlighter. So the next product I have here is the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation from Lancome. Mine is in the shade 210. Buff Neutral, Buff N. So I've tried this foundation before. This is like a holy grail foundation to me, actually. So this is what the bottle looks like. So yeah, this foundation, I had it, and I had it for a while, and it kind of started to seem like it was starting to go bad, and I was pretty much out of it anyway because I got it a couple years ago. So I just wanted to replace it because I haven't worn it in a long time. This foundation is like the best foundation I've ever tried. I love this foundation. It has a nice, very beautiful look on the skin. It's like a medium to full coverage. It's pretty high coverage, but it's not like you put it on and you feel like you have a mask on. And it's like, it's a little bit of a dewy finish, but not overly dewy. It's just like a natural skin-like finish. So it kind of like strikes all those things. And it also has an SPF of 15, which is really nice. And it wears really well. So it doesn't like start to cake up throughout the day or like fade off like your nose or like certain weird areas. Like it's one of those foundations that once you like live in it, it looks like even more beautiful on the skin. So yeah, so I think that this foundation is really super beautiful and I'm super happy to have it back in my life. And this shade matches me perfectly. For example, right now I'm wearing the NARS Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Deauville. It looks pretty good on camera, but I feel like it's slightly deeper than my skin tone, and I always have this issue where something's like a little bit more, you know, cool tone and reddish for my skin tone, or something's like a little bit, you know, warmer, just a little bit too deep for me. This one is pretty close, the Sheer Glow that I'm wearing right now, and it looks fine on camera, but in real life I think it would look better if I had like a little bit of a tan going. This one is absolutely perfect match for me. I think a lot of times we kind of love a foundation or concealer based on the color in addition to the formula, so this one's a home run for me. So I would definitely recommend that one. So the next product I have here is another repeat product for me. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. So this is what it looks like. This is the shade Fair Neutral. So this is my third time repurchasing this. I really love this. I remember before the Shape Tape came out by Tarte, this was the concealer that everybody was raving about, and then once Tarte came out, like people seem to forget that this one existed. I'm not exactly sure why, because I think this one is a lot nicer. This is like my favorite concealer. I think that this is a really beautiful shade for my under eye. It's like a light, it's like light enough for me that it brightens my under eye, and I really like that it has like this paddle doe footy kind of applicator, so you can just swipe it on. Right now I'm using the Huda Beauty Overachiever concealer. I bought that and I'm just kind of using it up, and I do like that one, but it has like that metal cooling tip instead of the brush, like the doe foot, and I feel like it kind of like packs on a little heavier. It's a little less, it's a little harder to control and things like that. So I definitely prefer an applicator like this one, and also the First Aid Beauty concealer. I like the formula of that one, and it also has like the same packaging with that flat doe foot, so I really appreciate that. But that one the shade I got was a little bit too dark, and the shade range wasn't too good in that one from what I could recall. But this is my favorite. I feel like this one doesn't crease on me. It doesn't like start to look crepey and kind of age my look. It has coverage, but it's not like super intense coverage like the Huda Beauty one I'm wearing right now, and that one's a little bit higher coverage. It can get pretty intense, but this one it gives you the coverage you need without like kind of going overboard with it. And I just think the formula looks really nice. Again, it doesn't cake up, it doesn't crease, it just looks very flattering throughout the wear. So this is definitely something I would strongly recommend. So the last makeup products that I got are these Warrior glitter shadows from Flower Beauty. So it's Drew Barrymore's line. So she came out with these like a couple months ago, I want to say, and I was pretty excited to try these. Anything like glittery eyeshadow I'm like all about, even though sometimes these are kind of a pain in the ass to work with whatever brand you're working with. So I got two shades. The shade I'm kind of playing with now is called Camo. So that's this shade right here. So this looks pretty. It doesn't like look super glittery per se. It looks kind of more like a metallic with like some like kind of micro shimmery stuff going on in it. I think that the shade is really, really pretty. It's like that green, olivey green with like a golden, almost like a little bit of a shift, but just like a golden undertone to it. It's like, it does look really pretty. I really do like that color, but I wouldn't say that these are like the Stila ones. I feel like those are a lot more like straight up glitter, or even like the Lime Crime Diamond Dews. Those have like different size glitters in them. Those are like super glittery liquid eyeshadows, but this one's more like a metallic with like a little bit of like a shimmery kind of thing going on. I think it would look really pretty. They remind me more of like the Shimmer and Glows from Stila rather than their glitter and glows per se, even though these say that they are a glitter eyeshadow. The next one I have here is Poison. So that's Poison right there. So this is like an electric blue that shifts into a violet. That's really pretty. Again, it does have like some glitteriness to it. All the Camo shade does too, but it's like so fine. It's more like a micro shimmer with like a metallic base. So I just thought these colors are so beautiful. I think these were like the more vibrant ones in the line. The other ones were more like, you know, like a rose gold type of thing, champagne, bronze, those kind of colors. But I thought these were really pretty. So I hope they expand the line because these were only like $10, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I'll have to see how they wear, of course, if they, you know, crease or if the wear is good or not. You know, and just see how that works out. But I am excited to try these and I am excited to have these. I don't really have liquid eyeshadows quite those shades, so I'm pretty excited about those. And then the last thing I got is a 2-pack of the Neutrogena Makeup Remover Cleansing Wipes. These are the night calming ones. So these are the best makeup removers in the world. They're really, really wet. They really get your makeup off. Other makeup removers I find are kind of like a little bit drier and it's harder to get the makeup off, or they really super irritate the eyes. These I find they don't irritate the eyes too much and they really just pull off all the makeup. I think that these are really, really good, and I just wanted to stock up because I'll buy these and I'll just keep grabbing, you know, especially if I'm filming or just kind of like doing my makeup a couple of times throughout the weekend. I just kind of go through these really quick. So I definitely recommend these, and I'm glad I have a whole ton of them here, so this will hopefully last me a little while. Anyway, that completes this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a good one. Bye guys.